Hey, 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 you all. We are back here at the launch of the Girl Get Up and Move. You are more than a conqueror. We are super excited that this book is coming out today. It's going to help people to really get up and move and conquer because we've heard this morning that life is life and challenges are happening. It's scary, but we can do it scared. We can do it anyhow. We can do it anyway. But we have to make up our mind to do it. So first of all, I want to tell you, get the book, because that's going to help you. It's a workbook, not only a workbook, but you're going to get some great chapters. And so as we started this morning, we've had some great speakers and we're continuing that trend because today, right here, right now, we have the Ebony Butler, a powerhouse speaker. She is a leader. She is a mentor. She is like all things. And so she is going to actually be speaking to you today about, well, first of all, before we get into that, I'm going to let Ebony introduce herself. So, Ebony, thank you for your yes and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Rynette. I appreciate it, and thank you for asking me to join. My name is Ebony Butler, born and raised right here in Dallas, Texas. I know I don't have a Southern accent or anything, and that is where I'm born, raised, and still reside. I really work with career-driven women, particularly women of color, helping strategically and effectively navigate corporate spaces so they're able to lead with influence and reach any career goals that they want to reach. And so I'm very excited to be a part of this.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you for being a part of it. We're excited, and she is going to. Hello from Dallas. Okay, you got your Dallas peeps on here, Latoya. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, Latoya, for introducing me to Ebony. And we've been, rocking and rolling ever since we met. So thank you for that, and no, Latoya. I'm about to say Renette. Latoya, no, Ebony. Gosh, I've been doing this. She's going to be speaking to us about something that really is going to help you to think about some things and get in a different space and place to move forward so that you can move past the challenges. You can move past the struggle and get unboxed so that you can live the life you were purposed to live on purpose, okay? And do what you were called to do. So we are going to let Ebony take it away. Ebony, do your thing, do your thing. We are ready and excited. Y'all, press the love button. Please share this out because people need to hear what Ebony has to say. All right, Ebony, you're on.
Thank you. 7 years ago. 7. Not 3, not 10. 7 years ago. 7 years ago changed the trajectory of my life. And not just from a personal perspective, also from a professional perspective. So let me kind of tell y'all a little bit something about Ebony. I've been knowing since the age of 5 that I would speak and teach and people would listen. As a matter of fact, I truly remember at the age of 5 sitting on the steps playing school with my older cousins and remember hearing something. Now, at that time, I didn't know it was God. I just knew it was something I heard that said, you will speak and teach. And as a matter of fact, I took that to my mom. I said, Mommy, I'm going to speak and teach. And she said, you sure will, baby. There were some other things that happened along the way where people would say, Ebony, I'm going to give you a quarter to say this. It was just like one sentence. You know, I'm 5 and 6 years old. A quarter, a nickel, or you want me to do the snake? You know, whatever it is. But I'm going to do something because they wanted to hear my voice. Well, the reason I call this talk Unboxed is because 7 years ago, I had to learn to jump out of the box. That unfortunately, my skill set as a speaker, as a teacher, known for being creative on how I transfer knowledge, marginalized me in corporate spaces. Now, I'm going to talk to you more from a corporate standpoint And I am almost certain that even if you are an entrepreneur, you probably still work with corporate clients. You might have to coach someone in a corporate space. And I'm certain you can understand and relate. What my skill was and what I knew I was destined to do became something corporate America boxed me in to do. And this is what I mean. So 7 years ago, well, actually before that, probably about 15 years ago, I was always the one within any organization I was a part of that they would say, we have to have Ebony go and teach that. And I'm talking about, I was even down to teaching the hardest things to the people who were the hardest people. And these were the people who needed it the most. And so let me give you an example. About 8 years ago, I was asked, Ebony, we need you to start talking to our C-suite. And this is in a large technology company. To our C-suite, our CIO, CTO, CEO about unconscious bias. Now, listen, you have a person that looks like me going into a room to talk to people who don't look like me, delivering a message to them that they need the most. Yes, it's a challenging message. That was somewhat of an obstacle. And I relished in it. I did well. I went up and I talked to them and I started coaching them on their unconscious biases. Now, most people will say, well, Ebony, isn't that a great accomplishment? And you know what? At the time, I thought it was. As a matter of fact, I told all my friends, yeah, I'm the one that's going to do the training for CEO. At that moment in life, I had fans everywhere around the organization for my speaking abilities. And let me tell you what happened shortly after this. Shortly after, I started noticing that some of the messaging did not sit well with me. And so I wanted to start being in the room, at the table, leveraging my voice in a strategic way. I didn't want to just be the one that, oh, we don't write the script and we just want her to go in and dance to it. No, I was no longer wanting to do that. What I wanted to do was I wanted to help write the script. Yeah. I wanted to help write the script and then go and deliver the message. Well, see, that's the thing about corporate spaces. Corporate spaces will have us as women, and particularly women of color, doing the little job, yet they will not recognize our strategic mind to be able to be in the room, to leverage our voice at the creation and the onset of something. They don't want us there. They just want us to be the ones that go and do the work once they've already. So 7 years ago, I went from having a fan base to having a no base. I recognized that I was only appreciated when it was time to dance to the song that was already written. Yet I was not appreciated for being able to help create and write the song and then go and deliver the message. And so I go through all that to tell you that what I know that God meant for great, someone else wanted to turn around and make it work for not my good. But guess what? It all turned around in my favor. I learned 3 key things during this process. And as a matter of fact, I was able to promote that organization to customer and I went somewhere else. And where I went is the VP of diversity, the VP of learning and development, where my voice is actually heard. I'm sitting in the room, I'm having strategic conversations. And these were the 3 key things I learned. The first thing that helped me to unbox was recognizing that I no longer had to subscribe and assimilate to dominant corporate culture. No longer. So what professional looked like in corporate spaces, I no longer had to assimilate to that. And let me share this. For us, particularly as women, and I'm not going to say women of color here, I'm going to say Black women, I do truly believe that we find it exciting and we express ourselves through hair. And as a matter of fact, I know I did. Now today I have red and I used to wear blonde and all these different colors. And I would straighten it out and make it look real silky and long because that was one way I felt like I needed to fit in and assimilate to dominant culture. And so the day that I And I knew that that was a challenge when summer, I want to wear some cornrows, I want to wear some braids. And guess what? I just knew that I couldn't show up in front of those leaders with that. That's when I knew that I wasn't being authentic. And so the first thing I learned was, Ebony, start being authentic. You're going to stand in front of people talking about authenticity, and yet you don't even feel like you can wear braids or cornrows to work. That's a challenge. So that was the first thing, is that I had to be okay with no longer assimilating to what is perceived professionalism or corporate America standards. The second thing I had to do, sorry for that. The second thing I had to do is I had to start recognizing my uniqueness by really seeing how unique skills in my role were transferable. And what do I mean? If someone says to you, you are a great program manager, or someone says to you, you are a great facilitator, I need you, and this is what I did. I sat down and I thought about, okay, if I'm a great facilitator, what else? Okay, I must be a great listener. I must also be able to ask creative questions. So I wrote all these things down. I peeled back the onion, and that helped me to recognize that I can take those same skills and apply them anywhere else. And they're transferable. So don't get stuck in this one role. That was the second thing I learned. And the third thing I learned was that I had to be intentional about building strategic partnerships. And I am saying in and map it out. Who do I need to reach out to? Who have I already determined has influence in the organization? Not just like and influence are two different things. Like, they just like you, they gonna smile at you and all of that. Influence is you drive people to act. And so I pay attention to that. Who are the influencers within the organization? Once I recognize that, then I think about what I do in my brand, and I think about how I can connect with them to show them how working with me is going to add so much value to them. And guess what they do? They normally are my best allies. I couldn't find that on Apple Music. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's this. And that's what they do. They wind up being my best allies. And an ally is a person who doesn't look like you, they don't identify like you. And those allies, so a white man, an Asian man, those allies help me to get into spaces and places in which I never would have had access into before. And so today, I'm talking about unboxed. And how did I do it? The first way I did it was I made sure that I recognized I no longer had to assimilate to dominant culture. The second way I did it is I recognized that my skill set as a facilitator, there were transferable skills embodied in that. And the third thing is that I was very intentional about building strategic partnerships. I hope that maybe you walked away with one golden nugget that'll help you to really move forward. And I thank you all so much for this opportunity. I'll turn it back over to you, Arnett.
All right, all right. Why am I echoing? That was amazing, and it came from the corporate space. But even though it was a corporate, you need to think about that in your life, because she gave 3 takeaways. And a lot of times when you are subscribing to things that don't fit you, and you are sitting in that and wondering why you can't move ahead, because it's not for you. So why are you subscribing to that? Why are you being somebody who you are not? Why are you accepting things that you should not? Number 2, she said, recognize your uniqueness. Please understand that your difference makes the difference. And if you don't choose to stand out and you choose to get in where you fit in, and then you wonder why it's just this yearning and yearning in your soul that I should be doing something different, and now you feeling like I'm failing, like I can't move ahead, because you're trying to do and be somebody else instead of who you were really called to be. You have to let your uniqueness stand out. When you do that, you won't get stuck in these places of feeling down, sad, depressed, stressed, and all of that, and you feeling like you can't conquer. And she said, number 3, building strategic partnerships. So in your life, even though she was talking about corporate, your relationships can also be partnerships because you need that crowd of people around you. Y'all know it said that you are the average of the top 5 people that you hanging around. And so those people that you are hanging around, they should be doing better than you. They should be doing and going and not just sitting, not just staying stuck. You can't move forward. So the partnerships, relationships, okay, that take you to a higher space and place. Because when you're not strategic about your relationships and your partnerships, you find yourself in situationships where you shouldn't be, where you don't belong. And so that's how you get stuck and you feel like, oh my God, I can't move forward. And yep, you're not going to be able to conquer those things. So she gave some very, very key points to use at the job, as an entrepreneur, and in your life. It's time for you to get unboxed because when you unbox and let out your gifts, your creative ability, you can do and be who you were called to be. You don't have to feel down, defeated, unseated. I can't make it. I can't go forward. It's time for you to unbox. It's time for you to be more than that conqueror. So it's time to get up. It's time to show up. And it's time to make a decision that you are going to be unboxed. Because when you unbox, now you get to be who you were called to be. And so when you were at that space where you're boxed up and closed up, your gift that you're not opening up, you can't move forward. So this was such a powerful message. And it would totally help you to conquer and to move forward. So thank you, Ebony, for that powerful message. And I want y'all to make sure if you have not gotten the book, click the link, press the share button, press the love button, because she was talking not just good, but real good. Okay. And she said the thing. It's time to unbox. Yeah, great message, Ebony. Powerful, Ebony. Yes, I can totally relate. Yes, yes, yes. So it's your time. It's your turn. Girl, get up and move. Girl, get up and move. It's time for you to really step into your space and place. You are more than a conqueror. You don't have to stay boxed up. You don't have to stay down. You don't have to subscribe. You don't need to stay in a space and place where you're not being who you were called to be and build those right relationships. Be strategic about it. So this has been powerful. I want to say thank you. Y'all, we are watching right now. Girl, get up and move. You are more than a conqueror. We will be on tonight for our launch. We'll be back shortly. But we just want to say thank you, Ebony, for showing up and helping them go up, get up, and do the things that they were called to do. Unbox. You can conquer those things that are keeping you stuck. All right, all right. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back shortly with Coach Ella Inspire. So, y'all, this thing been off the chain all day. Fire! Y'all need to go through. Y'all can get a lot of nuggets from this, a whole bunch. So make sure y'all go through. Make sure you click the link. Buy yourself a book and other people books, and let's make it happen. All right, all right, all right. And we will talk to you later. I don't know what happened with Ebony, but there you are. All right. So we'll talk to y'all later. Again, thank you so much, Ebony. We certainly appreciate it. And y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. All right. Fire.